It was nearly midnight on a cold November evening when 22-year-old college student Emily Carter took a wrong turn on her way back to the University of Michigan. The snow had just begun to fall, the GPS kept losing signal, and Dunbar Road was the last place she wanted to be, an isolated, barely lit stretch surrounded by endless forest. Her car's fuel light blinked. Great. She pulled over near the only house in sight, a worn-down, two-story farmhouse with a sagging porch and a dim yellow light glowing inside. It looked abandoned, yet somehow lived in. She hesitated, but the cold was too biting and her phone battery too low. She walked toward the porch. The wooden steps creaked under her feet. Before she could knock, the front door slowly swung open on its own. "Hello?" Emily called out. No answer. Inside, the living room was cluttered with dusty furniture, newspaper stacks, old photographs, and one thing that didn't belong, a fresh cup of coffee on the table, steam rising. That's when she heard footsteps upstairs. "Hello?" she asked again. "My car broke down. I just need—" A whisper drifted down the staircase. "Don't be scared." Emily froze. The whisper was a child's voice. A small girl appeared on the top step, maybe 8 years old, wearing a white nightgown, hair tangled, eyes wide. "You shouldn't be here," the girl said softly. "He comes back when there's someone new." Emily gulped. "Who comes back?" The girl didn't answer. Instead, she turned her head to the hallway behind her, slowly, unnaturally slowly. "He's already awake." A loud thud echoed from upstairs, shaking dust loose from the ceiling. Emily backed toward the door, but it slammed shut as if grabbed by invisible hands. The girl whispered urgently, "Hide, please hide." Emily ducked behind an old cabinet just as heavy footsteps thudded from the second floor. Something was descending the staircase. Slow, deliberate steps, each one heavier than the last. Then she saw the boots. Huge, mud-covered work boots. Then the legs, torn jeans, stained with something dark. A man stepped into the living room, but he wasn't alive. His skin was gray and cracked, like dried clay, his eyes clouded and colorless. A thick rope mark cut deep into his neck. He scanned the room without pupils to guide his gaze. Emily held her breath. Her heartbeat hammered so loud she feared he'd hear it. The dead man sniffed the air, and then he spoke in a deep, broken voice. "You brought the cold in." He moved toward the hiding spot, inch by inch. The little girl stepped in front of him. "Please don't," she whispered. He grabbed her wrist. She screamed, but instead of a human scream, the sound warped, like a twisted echo playing backward. Her body flickered, like a glitching image. The girl wasn't alive either. The ghoul slammed her into the wall. She shattered into mist and vanished. Emily ran. She bolted for the kitchen, slipping on old linoleum. The back door was chained shut. She fumbled with trembling hands, but the rusted lock wouldn't budge. Behind her, the footsteps were getting closer. She grabbed the closest thing, a cast-iron frying pan, and faced the doorway. Her breath fogged the air. The house was unbearably cold now. The ghoul stepped into the kitchen. "You can't leave the house." His voice crawled under her skin. Emily swung the pan. A desperate, wild hit. It passed straight through him. No resistance, no impact. He smiled, half his face splitting open like cracked earth. "You're already mine." The lights exploded, plunging the house into darkness. Emily sprinted blindly toward the basement door, pulling it open. Stairs led down into pitch blackness, but she had no choice. She tumbled down the last steps and grabbed her phone, 1% battery. The dim glow revealed hundreds of Polaroid photos pinned to the walls. Every picture showed a different person, frightened faces, all taken inside this house. At the center was a picture of the little girl, written underneath, "Missing, 1989. Then she saw her own face, a Polaroid pinned to the wall, taken just minutes ago. Her expression in the photo was pure terror, mouth mid-scream, but she hadn't screamed yet. Behind her, the ghoul descended the stairs, each step shaking the wooden frame. Her phone flickered, the battery died. Total darkness swallowed her. Then the whisper came. inches from her ear. "Time to take your picture." The flash lit up the basement, a blinding white burst. Seconds later, silence. The next morning, police found Emily's abandoned car on Dunbar Road. The house, however, appeared completely empty. No furniture, no photos, no sign of life. Just a single Polaroid lying at the foot of the porch. Emily's face, eyes wide, mouth open, a frozen scream, and written in messy handwriting at the bottom, she brought